Hi. Good, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. Hi, welcome. Give me just a second. My earbuds are all twisted. Please hold. All right, let me say hi to some folks. Hi, Diana. Hi, Gail. Hi, Tony. Hey, Bowling with Cotton Balls. Hi, Sam. Amelia Sparkles. Hello. Yeah, you got to say, yeah, we're in Texas tonight, Amelia. So you got to be like, remember the shark in Toy Story? Whenever Woody got thrown in the toy box, and the shark pops up, and he's wearing Woody's cowboy hat, and he's all, "I'm Woody, howdy, howdy, howdy." That's how you got to do it. I'm a Woody, howdy, howdy, howdy. Hey, faraway eyes, good to see you. Did I say hi to you, Tony? Hi. If I didn't, if I missed you, I apologize. So, shenanigans in the courtroom. All right, y'all. Hey, cement shoes. Yeah, I'm Woody. That was such a good movie. Um, there were shenanigans in the courtroom. Okay, so first of all, today was an incredibly long day. And to that point, I want to say this. I think for this case, until it starts getting going a little bit more, I think what I'm going to do is just do the recaps at night. And the reason for that is I am working on multiple projects, okay? Number one, and there's just not enough hours in the day. And oh, I am Texan, babe. That's where I'm from. Um, there's just not enough hours in the day, and also there is an element of it to this case that the interrogation of um, Juan David Ortiz is very important. Okay, and it is surrounded from the defense's side in controversy because the defense is maintaining that it was because he was arrested and he was questioned for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours that this is a false confession. Okay, and in order for the prosecution to get around that and to show, they have to show every single second of the interrogation videos. And exactly, Diana, exactly. There was a lot of him putting his head down and just, but there's no way around it for the prosecution because the defense is claiming that it's a false confession. And you guys know that I do absolutely believe that false confessions do exist. And oh, really, Tony? Wow. Yeah, I don't. There, a Texas. There, different parts of Texas have a different twang, and North Texas has where I'm from the DFW area. Our twang is unique. The further east you go, the twang changes, and the closer you get to the Texas Louisiana border, the twang changes even more. West Texas has a completely different twang, and South Texas has an even different twang. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, because it's so contested, it's a tedious. It makes for a tedious court day. So, what I did today was while I was working on the Wagner video, I was also listening to the trial today. And so what I wanted to do is there's when they don't even get really to the meat and the potatoes of the confession until probably I want to say you guys the last hour of court. and they go from about 9:30 local time, or yeah, I guess it's 8:30 their time. So they go from about, yeah, the jury is, they start court at about 9 a.m., and then they go to like 6 with, breaks in between. And then, no, babe, you're fine. Obama, um, more like East Texas is more Bama. It's a thicker twang. It's a slower drawl. Yeah. No, you're fine, babe. Okay, so anyway, they didn't get to like the meat and potatoes of the interrogation today until I think like the last hour of court. It was kind of, I was like, oh, it was a long day. So I thought that the best thing, yeah, disc 6 and then disc 7 is when it's going to get, when it's all going to come down. All right. There was a lot of denials. They would try to get him to elicit a response from him by showing him pictures of the victims, and he was basically like, "Mm-mm, I don't know him." Mm-mm. Like he reminded me a lot of Prince Andrew. I have no idea. Never met him before in my life. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's how it was. So it was a lot of that. And then, like I said, at the last hour of court is whenever he actually started to speak, and just finally broke down and he confessed. And the other problem that I'm having is I really wish that the court, and I'm not talking about the actual court, like physical court. I'm talking about the people in the court would do something about the audio, because I believe what they're doing is, because this is what it sounds like to me. It sounds like when they're playing the audio, right? They're playing the interrogation video, and the audio is adjusted so that the translator can be understood. But the thing of it is that I think it is the actual, it almost sounds very similar. The voice does. The translator voice sounds like the detective that's actually on the stand, and then he's also the one in the one of the detectives in the interrogation room, and his voice is very, very soft. Also, I actually kind of feel bad for the translator, because Juan David Ortiz, he goes by David. He drops a lot of f bombs in Spanish. Now, I am particularly adept at picking up the potty mouth language, and I don't know why. I do know why, but I took, okay. So when I was growing up, my dad, he speaks and can read and can write Spanish. Okay, um, we're Mexican, so English is his second language, but we were all born here in the United States, but in Arizona. So anyway, um, but when I was a kid, little, when I was young, he thought that it was funny to like teach us cuss words, right? Like, we didn't grow up getting told we were going to get spanked. All right, my dad used to tell us when we were kids that we were going to get chingazos, which is really a bad word, right? And I didn't really know how bad of a word it was. And one time, I was at my parents' house with my kids. And that's what I mean. It's a word that I grew up using. It's like mimes. I say mimes too, which is obviously not a potty mouth word. But anyway, so I will never forget this. My nana and my tata, so my grandparents, my dad's mom and dad, were at the house, and the kids were acting a fool. And I remember saying, "You better knock it off, or you're going to get chingazos." And my nana's mouth flew open, her jaw hit the floor, and she started to say something to me. And then she turned to my dad and she just, what are you teaching her that? What are you teaching her potty mouth? This is why I told you you're either going to teach these girls Spanish or you're not going to teach them Spanish. And now all they know is how to cuss and they sound uneducated and dirty. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. And I was dying laughing. And here she comes over to me. Mija, it's not your fault. It's your dad. He didn't teach you right. But don't use that word. And I was like, okay, Nana. So yeah, I knew it wasn't a good word, but I did not know how bad of a word it was. And so, yeah, so there's that. That's my little story. So the translator, bless his heart, missed about, I don't know, 5 or 6 of him saying the F bomb, which I thought was kind of funny because he's uncomfortable. Plus, they don't like pause it for him. So they don't give him, um, it's difficult to, oh yeah, my dad, let me tell you another story about my dad. All right, so when I was growing up, in order to get me potty trained, I wanted a bird. All right, so my mom and dad got me this peach faced lovebird. Okay, and I go to my nana. I'm like 2, you guys. All right, two, between 2 and 3, right? Probably close to 3. So I go, so I tell my nana, I got a bird. And she says, oh, mija, what's the bird's name? And I said, Pito. My nana looked at me and she said, Peter? And I said, no, Nana, Pito. And she said, Petey? And I said, no, Nana, Pito. Real loud. Pito is dick. And yeah. So my dad thought it was really funny to do stuff like that. And it used to just piss my nana off. And so, yeah. I do. I really get my sense of humor. My mom had a really great sense of humor. My dad did too, but my dad's whole side of the family, like my aunt and my uncles and stuff, they all are just, and my cousins, like I'll never forget at my nana's funeral. I was sitting with my cousin as we were all going into the church, and I was standing with my cousin April. Okay, so it's me, and then my sister, and then my cousin April, and then my cousin Rudy. We're all the closest in age, and there's a big, huge gap, and then there's the younger cousins. So we're getting ready to go into Santa Cruz Catholic Church. Like this super old. It's a beautiful church, right? Super Catholic, real, strict. Like it's tough, right? So I said to April, April, you go ahead and you put your finger in the holy water. And if you don't get burned, I'm pretty sure I'm safe. Yeah. And then when we were at the funeral, like everybody was crying and I was crying too. It was my nana. I adored her. And everybody was kind of moving off and it was just me and the cousins. And I said, well, all right, well, who's going to throw themselves on the casket? Because that's like there's a lot of histrionics. Yeah. in a Mexican funeral. I went to a funeral for my great uncle Flavio, and it was in Mexico. And his daughter threw herself on the casket. So yeah, it's just one of those things, the inappropriate jokes, and I know that my nana probably laughed at it, but she also probably rolled her eyes. And I'm pretty sure if I would have said that about the holy water, where anywhere she could have heard it, she would have been like, that's what you get for being a sinner. Stop being heathen. You know what I mean? Like she would have gave me a good dose of Catholic guilt. So yeah. Anyway, but what's annoying about the interpreter is that he speaks very softly and they don't pause it. So it's very difficult. There's a lot of talking over and it's kind of hard to hear. And so what I'm going to do tonight is get to the actual topic at hand and play it for you. And then tonight's live isn't going to be incredibly long because I really just want you guys to hear this beginning part of the confession, and then I'll be back, tomorrow night. I got some stuff I kind of want to talk about. I'm seeing some things um, on YouTube that I really can't, like, I can't get behind, and I try really hard to just let people be whoever the hell that is they're going to be, and I don't really say anything. But and I'm really not going to call out an actual, like, any creators or anything like that, because that's not really what it's about. It's not specific to like an actual um, creator. It's more like this atmosphere that seems to be happening in the true crime community that I'm just like not. I can't get down with it. I really just cannot. And I don't know. I kind of want to address some things, and then I kind of don't, because I feel like it's kind of going to be pointless. It's not really going to like change anything. So I don't know. But either way, I'll be live tomorrow night, and we will. Hey, Kimberly, Jerome. Hey, Corky, how you doing? Um. So yeah, like I'm annoyed by some stuff that I've kind of been seeing, and then um, now I know that we're coming up on, okay, so the 29th was Tuesday, so it's been 2 days, which, like, in streaming software time, like, for Peacock, it's only a three episode deal, but I know that's like not a whole lot of time, or that isn't actually, it is a lot of time is what I'm trying to say. And I know I just want to give everybody an opportunity to, if you want to watch the Casey Anthony documentary, or docu-series, I should say, like, on your own, right? Have a minute to sit with it, and then we'll talk about it. And I know that most of you guys know Criminality, and the channel, and then Teresa, and then Christine G. That's me. She's been over here like a ton of times. We used to do our True Crime and Chill nights together. Well, she asked me if I would uh, do with her over here a roast on Sunday of Casey Anthony. And, at first, back when I started doing roast with Dr. B, people did ask for that one a lot. And I was reluctant to do it because I thought um, the case was too serious, and there's a child involved, and then she came out with this docu series. And at this point, if she had been acquitted, taken her acquittal, and just gone off into the sunset, I probably would say, no, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do a roast, right? But she didn't. So at this point, Casey, you're asking for it, and we don't live all that far from each other. So if you want to come over and discuss the roast, call me. I'm right here. I mean, we're not that far from each other. She doesn't live that far. Anyway, that's that. So that's going to be Sunday night. And I want to have this Wagner thing done for you guys, because I don't know if you guys caught it, but Angela Canepa, Andrew Wilson, Agent Schneider, the uh, attorney Junked, I never say it right, and a few other law enforcement, and then like some of the investigative team. They did. They did a press conference themselves. It's like an hour long, and I wanted to go over that a little bit with you guys. And so, yeah, I'll just say what it is now, just because it's going to bug me, and I'm going to get it off my chest. This is what I don't like that's going on in the true crime community right now. I understand the need the interest in the Idaho 4 case. I 100% do. I'm interested in it. Okay. What I don't like and what I don't agree with is this guy who gave an interview. All right, multiple interviews. He gave an initial interview, and then he had to give an interview about the interview. Okay, because after he gave the initial interview, and I'm not gonna, I have to be honest. Initially, when I watched him, did I suspect him? No, but I will say this: he does give off Stephen McDaniel's vibes. I'm not even gonna lie. He just has that vibe about him. The personality, not the unaliver part. Okay, that part. So, so what happened was after he gave this interview, other people got the same vibe from him. They claim that there is band-aids on the palms of his hands and, hey Allie, good to see you, babe. Yada yada yada, right. So the sleuths on social media just go digging like it's their full-time job. They're going on his Facebook, going on his mom's Facebook. And the truth of the matter is, and I said this last night on Alex Erickson's panel because she and I think very similar when it comes to this way of covering a case. The truth of the matter is, we don't have enough information to even be at the suspect point right now. We have no idea what happened in that house. We don't know what the crime scene looks like. We don't know how many stab wounds each person had, the depth of, we know nothing, nothing. And one of the very, very first things that the beginning of the investigation is you have to understand what happened at the crime scene, and you have to understand the victimology. You've got to know who the victims are and what happened before you can even get to the whodunit part, right? And we don't have that information. What we know are things from the family that have spoken out, right? And thank goodness they have, and want to keep their loved one's story out there. Nothing wrong with that. We know the limited amount of information, which is right, that law enforcement has been giving us, right? But other than that, we don't know shit. Let's be honest, we don't know anything. So for anybody to be doing scoping through this guy's background and all the jakes and everything, it's one thing to look at something that's on like an interview and say, okay, well, this looks kind of whatever, this answer's odd, whatever, right? It's another, and and even to be curious and to go look on Facebook, right? It's another thing to go look and then to broadcast it on on social media in front of 1,000 people in your chat or whatever it is. I don't agree with it. It's, in my opinion, one of these days, YouTube is going to be responsible for the inability of a case to be prosecuted, solved, and prosecuted, for Pete's sake. Honestly, and I don't want to see that. Our justice system in the United States, is it perfect? Hell no. Do we get it wrong? Yeah, we do. We do. But it is the only justice system we got. And let's be honest, the justice system is flawed enough on its own. We don't got to help it. Okay. And I would just like to see the true crime community come together and be ethical and responsible in the way that they cover a case. That's it. That's it. Yeah. I know what happened with the hearing for Jared. Uh, Here's the deal. The unmuting of the mics was accidental. That part I believe. Okay. And my only question is, if anybody had permission, why would the court only give one person permission to stream the proceedings. Because, and I thought about this. So, Kylie Rodney's case, and it's not even a case, the accident made national news, okay? And so did Adventures with Purpose because of their involvement. And subsequent to that was the indictment. And that also made national news because I looked at Google just to see if they had picked up the story. And they had. So don't you think that mainstream media would have been there and covered it if it had been allowed? That's the thing about court cases. So if a courtroom is allowed to be streamed, we're watching it right now. This very case right here with Juan David Ortiz. Okay, you know how many channels are covering this? I'll give you the two big ones: Court TV and Law and Crime. Do you think that the judge is going to tell Law and Crime, hey, you can cover it. Your cameras are allowed to be in the courtroom. You're allowed to stream it. Court TV, you're not. That's not how it fucking works. It's either all or nothing. Either the media is allowed in and they are allowed to stream, or they are not, period. End of. That's how it works. Hey, cement shoes. So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see the process messed up. I don't want to see victims' rights trampled on. I think that yesterday was a valuable lesson to the entire community. I think that I don't think that there was malicious. I sound like freaking Sarah Boone. No malicious. I don't think there was malicious intent. I really don't. And the person that that I worry for is the victim. Bless her heart. It took her decades to come forward, to get the strength to come forward, and she finally did. And at a time when it was probably the hardest for her to come forward in the first place, because at this point, he was being held as a hero, for Pete's sake. So that's even more difficult, right? It's difficult circumstances anyway, and you add that on top of it. It was incredibly difficult. And I have a strong suspicion that what was supposed to happen yesterday was basically an arraignment, a guilty or a non-guilty, and then they would do the scheduling, right? So that's all that was going to happen yesterday. But it doesn't matter because it was the first step in the process for the victim. And that's who I care about, is the victim. And I also want to see a fair trial. That's important too. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. That's my soapbox. I feel better because it's not directed at anybody specific. I just wish that I think it's because I am part of the true crime community. Number one, first and foremost, I enjoy true crime. Okay. So even if I didn't have a YouTube channel, chances are I'd be on Facebook Messenger talking to my friends about cases. I would, and they'd be talking to me. It is what it is. So that's first and foremost. But then to be considered part of the true crime community, and then you have the shit that's going on, like with, these last few cases, and you're just, it almost makes you you feel like a little ashamed to be part of the true crime community. And I'm not telling anybody, don't make any mistakes. I'm not telling anybody, hey, Shamita, I'm telling anybody how to run their channel. I'm not telling anybody what to do on their channel. What I'm asking is, before you do whatever it is that you're going to do on your channel, just take a moment to think. That's it. That's all I can ask. It is what it is. That's all I wanted to say. For reals, now I'm done about it. But I'm not I just want it to be clear. I'm not directing this at anybody. I'm not calling anybody out on the carpet. If I wanted to do that, I'm perfectly capable of using names if I chose to do that. This isn't directed at anybody specifically. It's just a general statement because it's been going on in general in the true crime community for a very long time. And I know that like our little corner of the true crime community is not that big, but I'm talking about the broader true crime community, okay? The whole community, not this, not the community that we all know each other from, which is basically we escape Watts Island. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the entire true crime community. All right, and that's all I wanted to say. Now then, back to the Border Patrol, the accused Border Patrol serial killer, Juan David Ortiz. Okay. At this point, what you can see on your screen is they've done come in and they have given him a buccal test, a buccal swab, and now they're going to get, yeah, chances are, Shanita, right? I just got that. Now they've decided, okay. Let's give him a break from interrogation and distract him, get him up out of the chair and whatnot, right? And now we're going to take his clothes into custody. And let me go back a few minutes, like a few seconds to of this, because hold on, I want to rewind it. I want to take it off the stream, so because I want you guys to see something, because this annoyed the shit out of me. Un momentito. Just absolutely made me mad. What the frack? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Now I got it. All right, here we go. Are y'all ready? Now you try to figure out the moment when Janelle lost her shit. All right, here we go.
You can send it for us to the dinner. Send it. And today's 9/15/2018. And it's 10:45 a.m. We just figured it would be different. Can you guys come up here? Can you guys come up here? I've been picking up stuff. I already typed it in. You want to let it more trick for me? No, I think really give me a printout. I want to bring it back picture. Okay, what picture would you want? I'll show you. The only one for my family there. Okay. You want to print that? So we have to open up your picture, right? That's the only one you have on your family? Donde todos estamos. We're all together. Okay. Pues no juntos, just my wife and my 3 kids. They're not. You know what y'all wearing, or? It was Mother's Day. Or not. Yeah. Thank you. No, have enjoy it. Okay. Have enjoy it. Okay. Do that side. That side?
I wonder why they asked him to do it. I guess maybe for potential contamination. Huh. Also, thank you guys for coming to my TED Talk. Also, while we wait for the moment that Jen lost her mind, can you guys give me a thumbs up? I'd appreciate it. Please. Oh, also, before I forget, it's the beginning of the month. And I'm gonna, excuse. Okay. Can anybody spot the problem here? Can anybody spot the problem here? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we or did we not just watch a little clip last night, about 1 minute, 30 seconds, really with only 30 seconds of actual shit talking? But did he or did he not just tell the other officers that they needed to go to the gym more because they couldn't catch him? Is that not what he said? Okay, that's what I thought he said. All right, let's see here. Yeah, suck it in. You got too many tallies there, huh? Maybe you could need to go to the gym more. Looking like a whole chicken taco poster king. Okay, and also just put the jumpsuit on for Pete's sake. It's not like you're trying on shirts at the Gap. Mm-hmm. Look, I like tacos too. So it's not about the tacos. It's not even about eating. It's about the fact that he talks so much shit. Oh, Shmeda. All right, I don't care nothing about this. This is just what I want to point out here, just being a whole whatever. I don't like when people do that. You know, like you had so. Why won't it let me do this? Hold on. Like you had so much to say. Yeah, they took his undies and everything. All right, hold on.
The trick of it.
Oh my God. Wait. There we go. Not letting me pull up. All right, that's good enough. Wait, sorry.
We accommodated. Now, we have the district attorney's office right here, the DA himself. Okay. Now's the time, if you want us to put a good word in for you.
Hey, Paul G, good to see ya. Thanks for coming.
You could be, we cooperated with you. We talked to your wife like you asked us to. We talked to her. Huh?
That's what you want, right? What is she doing?
What if she was worried about it?
Did
She
you?
didn't know what was happening. And she told that she could hear from you later.
Hold the phone.
Back to San Antonio.
What did
She
that?
went back to San Antonio.
What did that just say?
And
What do you mean there's something? Now's the time, if you want us to put a good word in for you, you need to. What do you mean there's something?
you could be, We've cooperated with you. We talked to your wife like you asked us to. We started her. Huh? She left after some time.
That's what you want to do.
She was worried about it.
I'm sorry. We have to poop. What is this closed captioning doing, you guys?
She could hear from you later. We asked her to go back to San Antonio. She went back to San Antonio. You're asking for a picture of your family. We can get you a picture of
That's
them.
not my
We'll work on
mouse.
that.
That's the court's mouse,
We
just so
we
you
can
know.
do it. We can work on getting you that picture. Normally, they don't allow stuff in the jail, but I can work on trying to get permission for that too. I can work on it. Can't guarantee it, but I can work on trying to get you permission for that.
You didn't want us to break down your door, we're not gonna break down your door. We're not gonna ransack your house.
So, help us out with what happened. We'll get you that picture, look at that. I'm working on it right now. All of my guys are working on it. Did the right thing, please. Shady. Shady. Please. Please. Shady. I've done what you've asked. I've done
Right?
what you've asked.
Right
Make
there?
contact. Talk to the troopers. We made contact with them. We didn't scare her. We told her you're okay. We told her you would come her later. You made contact with her when you were ready. When you're ready. You might not be ready right now, but when you're ready. And we told her you're okay. You're not hurt. We're not going to kick in your door like you asked. We're not going to mess up your house. We're not going to mess up your property. I'll give you that picture. I'll even ask the sheriff for permission to let you take it in. I can work on that.
You know what I want to know? I wonder how he treated people when he was a border patrol agent.
Keep my retirement, right? There's no way hell they can keep that.
Oh, she's on her retirement.
Because I want her to.
You know what? I don't know, but I can find out. You know,
Oh, Jesus.
that we can work on. That's what I was trying to get at earlier. She's gonna need help after this.
I want her to keep
And if there's a way that you could help her. Help us cooperate. Cooperate with us. Help us have a little bit. Tell them that.
If it was a mistake, let us know it was a mistake, man. What was a mistake? What happened? With the girls. Huh? With the girls. We made a mistake.
It's Jamie. They're here.
Yeah, just anybody that he might have.
Please,
Excuse me.
I'm asking you, please. I'm trying to get you the stuff you're asking for. I'm gonna work on it. I'll get you the picture.
Oh, Diana knows. Okay, thank you.
Help us
Wow.
You have statements made by some chick.
No.
Gas station.
Okay, hold on. Let me push past. I feel like I'm having to yell over. Okay, so no. But all three of the people in the room right now, they speak Spanish. What's happening is the detectives in the room go from speaking Spanish, they speak part of the sentence in Spanish and then they speak part of the sentence in English. They all three understand themselves. I understand them, but the jury, if the interpreter is for the juror, because the detective here and the I think he's highway patrol, they all and then David, They all speak Spanish and they all speak English. They're doing it to each other. That's why when and you might have missed this bowling with cotton balls. So when the detective that's talking about this he's testifying, there's a detective on the stand right now, and it's the guy in the black here. Okay, I'm pointing at my screen like you can see my pointing. Okay, he's the one testifying right now, and what he says is before they even like this was on like day 2, before they even or 3, they even started playing the interrogation tape. The detective says it's like text. He calls it Tex-Mex. So they're speaking English, half Spanish. So all three of the interpreter is outside is on the stand speaking right now too. Does that make sense? It's for the jury. They're using an interpreter for the jury. They all three understand each other. No, they're saying that the defense is saying that it was after hours and hours and hours and hours, and they kept at it, and they had him handcuffed, and blah 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 blah. That they coerced a confession out of him, and that it's false. Okay, here we go.
Judy, come on, Judy.
We're a fine pair, aren't we, Bowling? You're talking, I'm pointing.
Your what is it, furs, or what is it, your, I'll find out. I'll ask, I'll call, I'll do what I can. She still has to go on, and so do you. She's gonna need help. Like I said, I can call, I can ask, I can find out for you. Judy,
Yes, but Schmiede, you have the handwriting of a serial
I can get you
killer.
permission, that I can get for sure.
Just teasing, you don't.
I can get you permission to take it in, I can work on that.
Oh, good, Allie. That's
This is
good.
why
I'm
my
glad your
wife,
day was better.
keep whatever little bit of money we have, and I don't want to waste money on legal fees.
I'll be right back, eh?
There's no point in wasting money on legal fees. Well,
Okay, if you don't want to, if you don't want to waste money on legal fees, why are we going through all this? So the truth.
you already know the truth.
Well, no, JD,
You already know, and you already told me you got blood on the boot.
JD, look at me, please. Let's not get back into this. We're gonna get back into. Look at me, please. Let's talk. Let's not get back into this. Let's start over again. Look.
My mom's gonna have a heart attack. Just see how she really is. Mom, she really is. I'm the pride and joy of the whole family.
JD, you served your country.
My mom's really, really gonna have a heart attack. I'm going
You serve your country. You continue serving your country through the youth border patrol. You've done the right thing. Help us for now. Help us do the right thing. Help yourself do the right thing. And please help us cooperate with this so we can move forward on this. Just whatever you feel comfortable doing, we can go from there. But at least, please help us out with something. Help us show the DA that you're cooperating with us. We're gonna get you the picture. We're gonna get the picture. Help your family. Please. Judy. Help your kids, help your family, help your wife. Help us so we can get past this.
There goes in my house. Okay.
Here it goes in your house. Okay.
What happened? Showing up an argument? No. She's lying that I brought up into something. She brought it up.
What did she tell you?
This is the picture of Kate.
Not yourself.
She's like, yeah.
They killed her.
She was your best friend, wasn't she? Other best friend? She
Also never.
Like, you would go crazy? Yeah.
She?
Yeah, wait, I'm not that. Yeah,
I saw it on the news, and I told her, she's the one that brought it up, not me. I told her, cuando el otro posted a photo, I didn't even recognize this. Porque estaba bien flaca. I recognized Melissa cuando la family posted a photo for the media. That's all that. Oh shit, that's Melissa.
What's her name?
Then she started telling me, no está loca. I'm like,
They killed another chick.
Una se llama Claudine. Y me dijo, ella, ¿conoce a Claudine o no? Claudine, no, Claudine.
Do you know Claudine or not?
¿Cómo se llama? Estaba cerca que Claudine es una,
What's her
dijo,
name?
es una güerita, chaparrita, yo tú la has visto. Dije, no, Claudine. Le dije, I'm really good with names. I don't remember that name. Y ¿cómo se llama? Me dijo, oh, tienes que ver un picture. Me dijo, oh, okay, go ahead. So, we're driving. We're driving. Se quería una cura. So we went to
She wanted a fix.
house that's so broke. It's on Clark Street. Give me on that bush. So we went to el otro no tenía black tar. She wanted black tar.
And the dude didn't have black tar.
So we're driving around like dumbasses. Que necesito una.
That I needed a
weird ass name for it.
Okay.
I said, I have no idea what you're saying. It's range.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So we went to some,
And I told her,
what looked like an abandoned trailer house by a Baby
then-
Dolls drive-thru. Y salió, no,
and she came out.
Y luego
The
dijo,
dude's
no,
not there.
that's right. So ahí is when we stopped at the gas station in
Let's go to
Arkansas.
another place.
And I told her
There.
that I get meat for tall boys. She wanted to be tallies, whatever. And luego fuimos manejando.
We continued driving.
I'll be honest with you, like route que fuimos, I don't know where we went. There was projects nearby.
But
Esa parte de la
government
no
housing.
conozco muy bien. So ahí se metió.
That part of,
She kept looking like the whole time. She was there for a while. I was like, what
so
the
she
fuck
went
is
in
this?
there.
Viene, sale. Y nada más se me quedó viendo like her
She
eyes
comes
like
out, she
freaking out.
just kept staring at me.
Y le dije, ¿qué tienes?
And I
No,
told
nada,
her,
sorry.
what's up with you?
I was sitting and yeah, but you leaving? I told you, you're leaving me kind of weird. No, it's fine. Y luego
And then
lo que me traes en
the
todo
chick's
que
telling me, you know
last
what?
time I passed the man, dije, ah,
My hair was all messed up and
remember the house?
I didn't say
Yeah.
anything.
Dije, I want to fuck.
I told her,
Oh, okay.
you want to
Pero I'm gonna need a shower. I laughed and she's like, you're fucking laughing at me. Like, no, at least you're on Twitter. So we're to the house. I went outside and I smoked a cigarette. She did whatever the hell she did. ¿Cómo se llama?
what's the name of it?
With her heroin bullshit. I come back in. She wants to go outside and smoke a cigarette too. So we're smoking a cigarette.
And she was killing me.
Melissa, I can't.
Melissa too?
You brought her up, not me.
Melissa too? I told her. And the chick told me, I just remember that she was with you the last time. And I tell her, don't you remember,
Oh, yeah, dude. That was a long
you and
fucking
I
time
were
ago.
together when you grew up Melissa. That's the last time I saw her. And I told her,
What do you mean?
and she told me,
Yo levanté a la Melissa y tú estabas en la pinche crack house. Y dije, Melissa, yo y Melissa
picked up,
íbamos a agarrar
and
la
you were
crack.
the damn
Y
crack.
tú ibas saliendo. Y she yelled your name. Dije, no te hagas, güey. Y la ruca no se dio.
You were on your way out.
Like, she started like freaking out. Oh, baby, ¿qué hiciste por nada? Pues le dije, la ruca no quería cruise. Estaba cerca que she wanted me to drop her off on San Eduardo. So I left her on San Eduardo. She said she lived there or some shit. Y me dijo, ¿pero eso cuándo fue?
She told
Le
me.
dije, I don't fucking remember.
When was that?
Y la ruca me
I
dijo,
told
no,
her.
sí me acuerdo de eso. Pero a mí se me hace que ella me
She told me, I
encontraron
don't
hasta
remember
3
that.
days later. Erica said that. Le dije,
But I
okay.
believe she found out.
I don't know. Le dije, she gave me a BJ. That was it. Okay. Digo, pero I'm pretty sure you talk to her. She talks like that. Okay. She's all like, yeah, man. La encontraron like 3 days later. Okay. So I know. And then she goes, I'm getting really nauseous, David. David, I'm getting really nauseous. What's wrong with you, dude? Se metió.
She got
She
in.
went to my living room. Se fue para abrir la puerta de afuera de la cañada.
She went to. She opened the door.
Le dije, cálmala, güey.
I told her,
Like,
calm
really?
down.
I'm like, dude, calm down, dude. Dejaste por acá, dejaste por acá. And David, I can't come back inside that house. I can go inside the house. Like, dude, what the fuck? I thought we were gonna fuck. No, I can't go inside the house. So, goes, I'm okay, le digo, I need
What
to
they
get
called,
my
I
phone.
told her.
So I grabbed my phone because it was on the counter. Yeah, no, I don't quiero come in. She told me that. Okay, so I wait, agarro los pinches cigarros. And then I come out, she gets in my truck. I get
It's
in my
so
truck,
sad,
we take off.
Diana.
¿Cómo se llama? Ahí está toda. La muerte anda cerca, David. La muerte anda cerca. La muerte anda cerca.
Death is nearby.
La muerte anda cerca.
Death is nearby.
Y le dije, you want something to eat? Dijo, yeah, let's go get something to eat. Dije, okay, you want like a restaurant, like a drive-thru? Dijo, like a drive-thru. Le dijo, not like a drive-thru, just something we can pick up real quick. Dije, en la gas station que está ahí, en la esquina, dije, ahí venden, all the truckers go there and buy burgers. Okay. ¿Cómo se llama? Otra vez she starts freaking out. David, la muerte anda cerca. La muerte anda cerca.
Death is nearby. Death is nearby.
No. So it's like, pulled my five out, and she goes, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Dude, calm down. I got it was holstered. So si la ruca te dice que no estaba holstered, es puro.
So you were just like moving it?
Yeah, no, my gun was holstered.
Okay.
I'm giving you my words in that. Okay, it was holstered. Help me! I put my gun down. So I grab her because she opened the door. That's hysterica. I'm like, fuck. So I look out see. I don't know somehow that you guys said I grabbed her shirt. I really don't recall that. I really don't recall her running out topless. They said, oh fuck. I put the truck in drive and take off. That is true. That is true. Even there's cameras in that gas station. It'll prove that. I didn't chase after her. I didn't tell you come on, man.
Come out with bullshit.
And you could
Nothing like that.
And from the gun.
What was close by there where you could travel?
You can remember?
Bus stop, there's like a little bench right there.
Where people sit
So
down.
you just were cruising.
Yeah.
Is that where you always pick her up, or have you picked her up in other places?
Other places, sometimes she walks up and down on Lion Street.
Absolutely pure evil.
From there.
Lion Street.
So
There's still people out there.
So entonces you just went in the holster, you just ¿Dónde la trabas right here?
Where did you have it?
I don't know what.
I think it was on my side panel.
Okay.
I grabbed it, I picked it up. She freaked the fuck out. And it was holstered.
That.
And
Esa, I want to swear, was my nine mil. I want to swear was my 9 mil porque tenía Black Hawk, not even a Black Hawk, a custom labels. It's not even his name.
and you always carry a sheet by the door panel?
Yes, because lifty. If I was ready, I'll have it in the center console.
And then you just put it over here because
Put my
Well,
okay.
just to move it.
had you already drank some beer before that? Or no?
I was, whenever I cruise, I'm drinking.
And what about her? Has she been drinking from it?
Que yo sepa, no.
That I know, no.
Would there be any clothing of her still in the house or no?
In the house, no. We didn't do anything in my house. I was freaked out. Like,
So I have to say something real quick. I find it interesting the word that he uses is whenever I cruise. I have only ever heard that term used with gay men. I've never heard a heterosexual male ever refer to picking up women as cruising. I've never heard that. It's just an interesting turn of phrase. And there's some stuff that was in the long crime chat today, but I'm not going to repeat it because, I don't know if to be true or not. It's just weird that he, right, Diana? She wouldn't have been able to get away. This is just this the way he talks about just. Ugh, I got to keep
We were
going.
outside smoking. She brought up Melissa, and then literally, está vomitando.
I'm throwing up.
Mamá está adentro. And then
Just
she
going so.
literally ran out. Blah, blah. And then she kept on going. Oh, yo siento algo.
No,
I
like,
cannot go
Hold
into
on.
the house.
like, okay, so there's. I'm talking about the way that you use the term cruising. I mean, obviously it means different things, right? But whenever I've ever heard it is a term when you're looking for sex workers. I've only ever heard it referenced by gay men looking to hook up with other gay men. That's how I've always heard it that way. I've never heard. Yeah, but I've never heard it called. I've never heard a heterosexual man ever refer to looking to pick up a prostitute, looking for a prostitute as cruising. I was looking for a date. I was looking to pick up. I've never heard a straight man ever use it that way ever. Just interesting to me. I've just never heard it.
Cannot go into the house.
But she went inside your house to shoot up, right?
Well, that makes sense, Bully.
Did she change clothes? ¿No te acuerdas her changing clothes?
She changed clothes in the gas station.
I remember.
Okay,
In the gas station.
okay. ¿Y dónde trabajó Pena?
No, sí, supongo que está lejos.
So she changed in the bathroom, okay.
En el bathroom de la gas station.
Do you remember what gas station it was?
So like, ustedes ya saben.
Well, the ones that you already know about.
Okay, so entonces you took off.
When she was acting all hysterical at the gas station with North there, he just didn't want her to be screaming at the store opening the door. He didn't want to attract all that attention.
Yes.
That's why you were trying to get her back to the car.
Yes. So she started screaming hysterically.
¿Te pegó o no?
Did she hit you or not?
No, I don't remember. Nomás hizo like,
She just made a sound.
Like, it was like I was not expecting that reaction. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, have you ever?
Yes,
encountered
he
girls
did, Paul.
in Navajo?
He sure did.
Then they pull out knives on you or something.
They do sometimes.
Yeah.
He sure did use that term.
Or they'll take you somewhere and te roban.
They steal from you.
That's never happened to you.
Like other dudes
So
did.
te arrancaste and then what happened?
Okay. I went cruising.
So I took off.
I know. I went to my house.
Okay.
I went to my house. I was like, fuck, esta pinche vieja me
This damn old chick, very hysterical.
Chingada madre.
Damn it.
So I sat. I drank some beer.
I just did there at my house.
And nomás me quedé.
I do
Then
not miss
went to
winter. I'm not going to
Murphy's,
even lie about
the
that.
gas station across the street from Walmart. I brought more beer. And I just went driving around.
And that's how you ended up at the Circle K in San Bernardo one.
Yes.
So when the troopers saw you, what were you thinking?
When the troopers saw me, yo
I
venía
was coming.
coming from 35.
Okay.
And I saw the trooper, I saw him part of the center median. And I'm parado. And I'm just like,
And I don't want to stop. Fucking shit.
Okay.
So I drive,
He,
pass him, there's vehicles behind me, I see him bust the U-turn. So I'm driving, y luego como que ya no lo vi.
Didn't
Oh,
seem like
okay,
a
close
funny
reviews.
I already got you with this.
No,
Just in a gas station.
Okay.
I didn't even take
Thanks
my
for
car
coming.
with me.
Right.
I went there, I took a piss, I came out, two troopers wasn't fully at me.
Okay. So entonces, did you run because you were afraid that somebody te reportó or what?
reported you.
Did you run because you were afraid that because she had reported you?
That
No, thank you, Allie. That's
So that's
ridiculous.
the reason you ran.
Yes. I was very confident that she was reported.
You said you were drinking after that happened. That you
No,
ran from your
no,
truck,
thank you,
went
Paul.
to your house.
No, thank you.
And you did, okay,
I
then
like
you
the
went to
concept of snow, but not what you need to get snow. Like I like to look at it, but I don't want to be in
I
it.
ended up on Sunday.
Okay. You didn't go anywhere else.
No, I recall.
We're not gonna have your phone stuff going somewhere north.
I already gave you the access to my tin. My privacy was probably on, so.
Do you remember firing a weapon then?
Or my weapon. No. Sometimes when I'm drunk,
Okay.
I really do.
Oh, that's
Pero,
responsible.
¿le sigue o no lo después?
Or only when you're
No, in
at
the San Diego
the
Parkway and the exit.
Okay.
at the exit?
That's not
See the
funny.
railroad track.
Okay. So you just talk off some rounds, okay?
Or what?
Okay.
I don't
Do
appreciate
you all
that,
have to find
Mr.
your
Ortiz. As a
Sea,
taxpayer
like,
from
let's say si te da
Texas,
buen
thank you
control,
very
They
much.
give you
I have a lot.
So there's no reason why they would say, oye, pedimos 5 cajas.
we give you 5
So,
boxes.
so they don't care how much you shoot, they don't even care.
Back then they did.
Okay,
Not even.
okay, so now everything's counted for.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say they gave you 5 boxes and you went and tried to use 2 boxes. So, but really you're missing another box.
You have to turn it in. They don't want
Okay.
to take it anymore.
Okay. So how would you replace?
I have like 50 boxes. It's okay.
Mm,
I have
yeah, yeah.
bunch.
It's too
From
cold,
when I was
babe.
stationed in Cantu,
I got you.
they would always give us like a bunch of boxes. I kept them all. I got those.
They're all
They're
there.
all 40?
Yes. I got 40 and 9mm, 623, 12 gauge.
Those are
22. Okay, when you guys go to my house, I have shelves. They're in the very bottom shelves. Okay, it's not twice.
and they're all there.
What brand of ammo do you like to use?
I have a bunch of different brands. I have listed there from some.
What's it called?
I have Winchester. I have another one because I'm a Monarch. I
That's
have,
called?
This concludes disc 6.
Correct.
What happens in disc 7?
And disc 7 is where we learn about what happened to Melissa, Claudine.
Oh, okay. I was right. So the detective that's testifying right now, he is the one doing the translating. Hey, Seth. Long time no see. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, Diana, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. It breaks my heart.
Janelle and to Griselda.
From this point where you finish, it goes into the confession.
It goes into the confession, yes.
And he describes to you in detail how he killed
This
each
is
woman.
Leading. I
He
don't.
describes how he picked up Melissa, took her to get high. She got high in the car and passed out in the car next to her, and he was annoyed by that. He describes how he contemplated dumping her at the hospital, but then he thought if he dumped her at the hospital, there's big cameras around, they might see him. So he just started driving up on 35, got off on the 83 on the 18-mile marker, and he kept driving into Northwood County. He left the city. Eventually, she starts coming to.
Absolutely,
and she
Paul. I don't know where his
is
attorney is at
disoriented,
this.
becomes belligerent,
It's completely leading.
and eventually they end up on Jeffrey's Road because she has to urinate. And while she's getting down to urinate, he tells us that he pulls his pistol on her and he shoots her in the back of the head several times.
Before he, right after this scene here, what is that he asks you to do before he confesses in that room, and you had a decision to make?
This is leading to.
All regarding his handcuffs.
Oh, he asked me if I could remove the handcuffs from him
And
before he told us what he did.
what were your thoughts at that moment?
I was apprehensive, but I took off his handcuffs anyway.
Aw, thank you,
And from
Seth.
that
I'm
point
high.
on, he told you every detail about every murder.
Correct.
He explained to you how he picked up Claudine on the
How
13th.
he picked up Claudine,
Where
Um,
he,
Nope, not
Yeah,
one.
he
There
didn't
should have
know
been
her
objections all over
as
this.
well
They're
as
all
Melissa
leading.
or Erica, but he picked up Claudine, and that eventually they went to get a fix, I think, also, and they started talking about where Melissa had died out on Jeffrey's Road, and how it would be cool or interesting to go check it out. And while they're headed out there, she starts kind of freaking out, according to him, and they end up getting off on FM 255, which is in the opposite direction of Jeffrey's Road, off of 255. So they head east on 255, and that's where he kills her.
Then on the 14th, he picks up Janelle and Griselda,
Correct.
and that is after Erica escapes at 9 p.m.
After the Erica incident, he makes some comments, and you'll hear him of how these people were trash and how he was going to clean up the streets, how he had told us before, us as in law enforcement, of all the issues that were out there, and we hadn't done anything. And he said he was going to keep doing it till he got caught. And he started with telling us about Janelle and also Griselda. Said he took Griselda, picked her up, same place, San Bernardo, where the rest of them were, and started driving him northbound. And eventually he started seeing some law enforcement presence, and he said, "Oh, there must be a bolo out or something. You'll hear that." And so he says he takes a ride on 255 again, and he starts headed south on 35, and eventually they end up at the 22-mile marker. And under the underpass of I-35, they have a conversation, according to him, an exchange of words, where he tells her north is San Antonio, south is Laredo, get out, leave, or something to that effect. And he tells her, I'm the one who did what happened to Melissa and Claudine. That he tells her that was him. And I think he relays to her that he plans on ending it that night for himself. And she, according to him, says,
I'm glad,
"Don't
Seth.
do it.
Yeah, this
God
I find
loves you.
interesting
Don't
because we
do it."
barely heard anything
And he
about
gets
it.
frustrated eventually, and he tells
You
her,
think
leave,
this would make
and
bigger
you'll hear
news?
how he explains it. And she doesn't, so he points a gun at her and kills her. There. Drives back to Laredo.
Before that.
Yes, sir.
I need to stop you there.
Turn your mic, please.
Oh. Does he tell her to go back to Laredo or walk towards San Antonio?
He tells her north, that way is San Antonio, that way is Laredo. And
okay. At this point in time that he's seated there with you in this room, how many murders do you know of?
we know of Melissa, Claudine, and Griselda. We hadn't identified Griselda yet because we had just found out about that murder while we were apprehending him.
Okay, so
We found out about that third one, chronologically third one, while he was being apprehended. And he was, in fact, in this disc, he'll tell us about her and how he killed her there, confirming what we had.
So you
suspected
literally
there.
found out while you were apprehending him at the Ava Hotel about the body at the 22-mile mark.
While I was at the Ava Hotel, received a call came in to
Hey,
dispatch
Christine. Good to see
about
you,
someone under the underpass down, and there was a caller, a passerby. We sent a deputy out. Deputy calls me, and the deputy tells me, "Hey, I think we have another one." And I said, "What do you mean?" And this is while we're at the Ava, actively looking for him. And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's another female, shell casings again, and they look like 40s.
Okay, so one thing I want to stop and point out here is that so what happened is the incident with Erica Pena at the gas station, right? She gets away, he takes off. I would imagine there probably could be, Paul. That's very, very likely, I think. So he takes off from the gas station and he gets away. And it's in between him getting away and actually being found, which is when the interrogation is taking place, right? That's when he's been apprehended. Because there's then they do send a be on the lookout bolo for him, right? He killed 2 more women in between. So really the victims in chronological order would go like this. Hold on. Let me remove him just real quick. And what can I make? I not, huh? I don't know how to do this. No? All right, hold on. Yes. Yes, Bowling. They were all of the same race. What are you doing, Jen? All right, I'll just put it on an overlay. Give me one moment. What a video right here. All right, hold on. Let me just a sec. I'll show you how it went. Come on, Pewter. Give me just a sec. I'll show you guys. All right. So going from left. Oh, somebody almost got blocked. No, I'm not in the bathroom. I just got a different mic. Hold on, I'll tell you. Just give me a second. I'm going to pull this up really quick, because I want to get it in the right order. I always do my streaming from the bathroom, Christine G. You know that. What's wrong with you? Why would you? Hold on a second. All right. Okay. Really? Come on. My phone's about to die too, so I need to hurry up. Oh my God. All right. So the first girl, all right, is Melissa. All right. From left to right. Then it's Claudine. Okay. Then Erica. Okay, she's not pictured. She's the one that got away. Then Griselda, and then Janelle on the end. That's how it was. So the Erica is in between the last two victims. Anaphylaxis. Good to see you. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? I think it's messed up though that, I guess, the whole situation is messed up, right? Like obviously, doesn't. But I mean, like how he was able to get two more women, right, outlured and unalive them. Like it's. Ugh. Just sad. Just sad.
And I said, okay, hold on. Obviously, we were busy. I wasn't going to make it there. And so was Ranger Salinas. He was with us looking for him. So Ranger Salinas made some contact to get some other personnel there. And I sent deputies there to secure the scene while we handled that.
At this point in time, Janelle has not been found.
We didn't know about Janelle.
You did not know. Let me make this clear. This question. You did not know about Janelle.
We had no idea Janelle was dead. No.
You had no idea she was missing.
No.
There was no reports about Janelle.
There were no reports.
No.
There was no 911 calls about Janelle.
Nothing. We didn't know.
No,
I
Amelia.
volunteered that information right this completely.
I can't. My phone's about. I can't pull it up right now, but it was over a 12-day period. The last two were on the same day, though. Yeah. Yeah, Diana has it. Thank you, Diana. Thank you so much. Okay. I forgot that I needed to push play.
He surprised you by volunteering that information about Janelle.
During the confession, yes. He told us about a body the fourth body that we had no idea was out there.
And no one knew about except him.
No, nobody knew about that except him.
And
If he hadn't have told us,
Yes,
I
Anna.
don't know when that would have been. From.
all
and
women.
he told you precisely
and-
how he executed Janelle.
He said exactly how he executed Janelle. Yes.
all sex workers. He was his
Sir.
opinion.
I'm just having a little bit of trouble keeping up.
Yeah, it's okay. Calm down. It's fine. I know you're having a little trouble. We got it. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, he did. He had to call. That's another thing. It took forever. He had to call twice. So the motive for these murders from David's perspective, which is the defendant, he felt like these women were trash, that they were disposable, that he had gone, because he's border patrol, so he is in law. I can't even talk. He works in some capacity, obviously, in some capacity in law enforcement, right? That's what border patrol is. And tomorrow I'll get something. I'll make a little something so we can keep the dates right, just to make sure. So they were, not only were they all 5 of them, because Erica was intended to be a victim. She just escaped. All 5 of them, not only were they sex workers, bless their hearts, they all had some run-in with law enforcement, and they were substance abusers, bless their hearts. And I mean, they had it tough. So he said that, he had gone to the local law enforcement and told them, and, about the criminal element these women are bringing in, the drugs, blah, 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 right? And they weren't doing anything about it. So he decided he was going to be the one to clean up the streets, and he was going to keep going until he was caught, which makes me think that there actually are more, but he's just not going to. I think that he assumed that they knew about Janelle, which would be the 4th victim. I think that he just assumed they knew, and that's why he gave it up. Otherwise, I don't think he would have. And I think that I think it's very possible that there are more victims out there, that he was only going to confess to the ones he got caught.
Spanish, English, so just
Okay, just do your best and speak loudly.
And just, Louis, about 5:40 almost, we're gonna go to about 6 o'clock. So find a good breaking point.
Once we'll look for a break.
A little bit, yes.
For you all.
Paul, a little bit.
Time to pause it.
Like, he definitely. It's hard. It's gonna. Good luck, Seth. Not that you're, incapable. That came out kind of wrong, but there's not a whole lot on this. That's what I was so amazed at. Not in a good way. Shook is a better word, because there isn't a whole lot out there on this. I mean, there's stuff locally in Texas, right? But until it went to trial, oh my gosh. That's correct, Diana. Correct. There's not a whole lot out there on this until it went to trial. Then, people are talking about it, but not when it happened, and not when because there is a 2-week gap, I think, between the first 2. That was not me. That's their computer. I have my shit muted. I know how to work. I know how it goes.
Remington, I think, for the shotguns. I'm being 100% honest with you, so I haven't
That's
purchased
messed
them
up. There's
in a very
nothing.
long time.
That
For
noise
my
was
40, I never
offensive.
purchased it. It was all.
And let me just say this,
For my 9mm, the last time I purchased it.
because this is about to be over. But if I don't say it now, y'all know I'll forget. Okay, so. No, that was not me, Christine G. That came from them. That's the stream, not me. All my notifications and shit on my laptop, on my phone, they're all muted. That's not me. Christine G is going to be blocked now, everybody, because she's trying to blame that awful noise as if I'm some sort of amateur over here. Anyway. Oh my God. Block her. Kick her out. Get her out of here. Christine G, shut the fuck up. Just kidding. She knows I'm kidding, you guys. She knows I love her. Okay. There's huge dramas, right? So remember when I was reading you guys the article and he was talking and the DA that I quoted and whatnot. Okay. And he's the one that met with the family and he talked about the, why they took the death penalty off the table, yada, yada, yada. Right. Okay. That guy quit, but he didn't just bounce. Like he didn't just quit. He then says, what did he say? It was a toxic work environment and he couldn't handle it anymore or something like that. So he bounces day 3 of the trial. Wait, 4. Today's 4. Day 4 of the trial and leaves a bad Google review. I don't know what happened. I'm dying to know. I'm sure that there'll be some kind of something about more in detail. Because look, anybody that's petty enough to quit on day 4 after they've worked on this case, like this is, what it is. But then so they're petty enough to bounce to begin with. And then on top of it, they add a little extra petty to the petty fruit salad by making it a toxic work environment, and he couldn't handle it or something like that. That's a different level of petty, right? Well, he didn't leave a literal review, but when you go and you make a comment and when you're asked why you left and you tell everybody it's a toxic work environment, that's a negative Google review. You know what I'm saying? So he did that. Yeah. So I'm dying to know what that is all about. I'll hopefully it'll be more updated by tomorrow. But yeah. All right.
This sounds stupid. When Obama was president, there was time that he was going to ban weapons, so everybody was going crazy buying ammo.
Right.
I bought.
You like that, Amelia? That's a new one. That's fresh out of the noggin, the petty fruit salad.
From what I'm talking like 10 years.
What brand do they use? What brand is it?
They use Federal.
Is there anything else you want to tell us?
Thank you for what you do.
Vicious in all caps.
We'll let them know that you're helping us out. I appreciate it. I'm going to get that picture. What about the rest of anything else?
I don't know what he's the one that made the opening statement, did he not, Diana?
Okay. I don't know. Okay.
Melissa?
Day 4 of the trial, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Erica referred to her as a good friend of mine. She wasn't a good friend of mine. She would pick up. And sometimes, most of the time, I wouldn't do anything with her. I would pick her up and I would take her to Burger King, buy her food. Sometimes I would take her to Taco Bell and get drive-through and buy. That's all these chicks want, just food. So I'm not joking. Most of the time, I never did anything with her.
Ooh, I'll have to look that one up. Let me write that down.
Did a lot of munchies.
Well, is there anybody else that you picked up?
That I picked up? Una que se llamaba...
His name was...
But Karen. Okay. But I only picked her up once and never again.
Because it actually turns out to be
Ana Karen Herrera. Sí, ella. I picked her up that one time and one time only porque so I was like, no, ¿qué haces? No, I told her my covers, no, pero no me logistica,
I told her, and she said, no, I want to do something.
She started mentioning
Daddy, can you buy me? No way I'm going to do that. No, Daddy, go across and bring them too.
One time, de vez en cuando voy por Dallas. I'm like, oh, ¿qué haces allá? No, pues yo muevo mi jardín, no tengo mi jardín. After that,
Right.
no thanks to the chief.
Keep up with my work.
Anyways, when Karen was in my truck, she dropped her fucking phone, and she said, "Can you call my phone?" I'm like,
Damn it.
so she called it, and her phone was vibrating. That's how my phone got saved in her phone. Okay. Well, after that, she started texting me, like, "Hey, man, how are you?" Hey, I started ignoring her, and then like she started getting like irritated. Yeah, so I literally blocked her. Eso es lo que de una vez that's like
The chick picked me up
Is
one
there
time
any
for a cup of
other
coffee.
time that your phone number is going to be somewhere where it shouldn't be?
You should write to them, Christine, and tell them how you feel.
that's it.
Fire off one of your strongly worded letters. Oh, another manila file. What's that? What's happening? ¿Qué es esto?
And as pathetic as it sounds, my crack house, okay, where I took both girls to, okay, I recorded it. It's pathetic.
Oh, that's who I thought you were talking about, Paul. I know that case. It is incredibly sad.
And that one, the chick, and her name is.
I told both of them. I don't know.
I thought I should tell you, call it in or?
No, at work, at the Vic, they send the phone guard things to do.
Good night, Gail.
See that? This house? Look. Here at this house, you're going to see.
And
Go ahead on the fucking house.
Yeah. Now you're translating correctly.
No, they actually hit it.
Rojo knows.
They're going to get recorded over there. So the reporter over there, they work, they're just deputies. They don't have, they don't make that call.
Oh, okay.
They're not allowed to initiate case and that kind of stuff. It's a big, tall order for them, I'm sure they want to, but they don't get to work. They're fucking lying. The line is you can't think of the location, they start doing stuff like that.
When I did report to the crack house.
Yeah, I think
And
just
then we've
what's the
actually
harm,
heard the name a couple
Christine?
times.
It's
Out there talking to people. So.
I remember that, Paul. They did there was a little movie they did, you know?
Ask you a serious question. We're not casing from different scenes.
Why are they whispering? Why does this sound like
We're
it's a secret?
gonna match them up and stuff and see where they come from. And you're gonna tell us if they match up to your pistol.
I mean, speak up.
Maybe.
You did it.
See how that's going to be possible.
No. Why not?
Because
Maybe somebody's family.
I'm not saying she wasn't.
Right.
Trading. What about casing?
Look at the bullets.
Look at the bullets. We also got pretty intense stuff.
What you mean, hey, Christine? Mm-mm.
Projectile.
It's terrible. Like, what is this? What are they playing? The telephone game?
What are you gonna tell someone?
You know? I'd be like, speak up, motherfucker.
Yeah, I started.
Remember, you had the balls to do this, so let's go.
I'm not going to attack you.
I'm not going to tell you anything until you take these off.
Melissa was a friend of mine, not a friend of mine, but like a family friend. Right? I picked her up.
When you're taking them off, accidentally drop them and hit them in the head. Accidentally. Make it look like an accident.
Can you just buy me something to drink, buy me something to eat? I'll start to get down here. I'm really bad right now. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? So we go on, start cruising. I'm afraid that I
Give
will.
me some money to get
I
something.
gave her $20. They didn't do anything. Gave her $20.
I don't believe that. You don't seem charitable in that way.
Take me to the house that is there by them.
That's at the intersection of the
Use
Standard
that one.
and Price. It's highly action. We go there. Hey, andas bien,
Are you okay, or are you still around with Erica? Because I would always go with Erica.
Is that the Erica you said you didn't know like 2 hours before?
Okay. So we're pulling into the greenhouse. I'm saying, yeah, speaking of which, I thought pinche Erica. Sería, hey, that is her. Melissa Ramirez, Erica!
There's freaking Erica.
Erica kept going with some other dude that she was. Se mete Melissa.
It's fucking Erica is what he said.
That house has like rules, like they're in and out in like 5 seconds. Se mete, sale.
She goes in and comes out.
This is Melissa.
I'll be translating for you guys now as much as I can because he's whispering over here. All of a sudden he's up, you know.
Dude, get up. Dude, get up.
Get up. After a while, I'm like, okay, I'm just driving around and get done, man. What the fuck? And she's like,
Quirky.
fucking sleep. Driving around, I'm like, fuck, man, what am I gonna do with this bitch? I drove to the health medical center. There's cameras to see my truck. I was just gonna dump her there and leave her in the yard. And I'm like, fuck, man, what the fuck do I do with this fucking shit?
With this fucking
So I'm
bitch.
driving, and I'm driving. Yeah, you guys know what's up.
I don't know if I can do much more of this.
No, she didn't pick me up. She was knocked out. She just, how did I do this? Bitch just passed out here.
If I dump her and they're gonna say I did something to her.
Dump her and drive away.
Okay, look at what he's saying is he picked up one of the girls and she passed out. He didn't know what to do with her, so he's like, if I dump her, because he thought maybe she was like ODing or something. So, but he was reasoning it out that if he just dumped her, that they thought he was gonna that they would blame him for doing something to her. So then now he's gonna tell us what he did. Okay, that's what he's saying.
And Erica told me with her. I'm like, fuck, dude. So I get on 35 North and I'm driving. And I'm driving. And then I'm like, fuck, dude, I should fucking exit.
But Erica was with him. This is interesting to me.
I exited at 18. The rest area.
Where the rest area is at?
I go on 83 North.
My word.
I go under 255 and make a left.
Oh, did you make that noise when you turned left too?
The law enforcement said so. Turn around.
I'm so glad you just been hanging out. That's why I don't want to stream this
Turn around.
in the day because
Now,
it's like this.
That's it. Where the fuck are we at?
So then she starts waking up.
But stop. Fucking stop. I have to go.
So I met some Jeffries.
So I go in, and you know that.
Did you try to assault you?
Se salió.
She got out.
And when it happened, you guys already know the rest of it.
You said you guys already know the rest of it.
You didn't wake up that day with that club.
I did not plan it.
I know.
I did not plan it.
You know what? You know what? I knew that shit happened for the moment. I knew it's something, because that's the way these shits are. That's what I know.
I did not plan it, guys.
I know.
There was times when we would do shit.
No, I know.
I didn't know to get info from them unofficially. Yeah, you guys already know, man. She was wearing a brown tank top with black shorts and tennis shoes. You guys already know that.
Really?
Yeah.
She pissed off a lot of people the same way.
Mhm.
A lot of people said it. And that she put them right on.
That's what
She
I'm
did that.
saying, Diana. It's
She
weird.
pissed people off like that. And that's why when I told you, like, I know you didn't wake up that morning wanting to do that. I know that. And I know that that should happen. Just, that was for the moment. You know, one thing led to another.
That's the truth. That's the
Yeah, that's the truth right
Did
there.
you
No,
go
it
on the
isn't.
truck or she got on
She got on her own, and then she's all like, "Chingada
Where the fuck
mulatto."
are we, dude? Like over
I
there.
told you I was cruising. I didn't even want to
Bitch.
stop. Pendejo que
Are you a
güey.
fucking idiot or what, dude?
Right?
Are you an idiot?
Sí, pues ya pasó.
And all
You
this
guys
shit
already know what
already
happened.
happened.
So there, I think those pictures. I got in my truck. I busted a U-turn on fucking Jeffrey. So no, like a 3-point. I went back onto the 55. I went back on the 3, and I go straight to my house, to my loving wife and kids, and I showered and I went.
Oh, the box. Okay, Paul.
And, that's that night. And then the next day, I talked to the police.
Well, act right in the box there.
I don't know how the hell that even came about.
Nobody got arrested.
That's
So someone was detained.
all right. I'm stopping it because he's pissed me off and I can't even understand the gibberish. I understand, but I don't understand. You know what I mean? Okay. So there's a huge part of this story and there's nothing they can do. They can't make him tell everything, right? But he's not telling the truth. So you're telling me that this makes no sense. He picked her up. Erica was there. Or he picked her up. They went over to a house and they saw Erica and blah, 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 blah. And then she gets in the truck. She does her drugs. And then she's all passed out because of the drugs. And he starts driving around because doesn't know what to do with her. And so because he's worried that if he just leaves her on the side of the road, they'll blame him. So the better thought is, I'll just shoot her several times in the back of the head. That makes zero sense. I'm sure they are still trying to build rapport, bowling with cotton balls, but his story makes zero sense. Zero. None. I mean, I think he's saying it in the way that he's saying it because I don't think he understands like what premeditated means. I think he understands what the word premeditated means, but not the legal definition of premeditation because he just admitted to premeditating. When he thought, should I drop her off and leave her or what should I do? Hello, that was premeditation. Yeah, he did exactly what he said he planned to do that. What he was doing, he wasn't trying to figure out what to do. He was trying to figure out where to do it. That's what he was doing. But he already made himself, right, Christine? And when you're on the potty? All right, Allie. Well, I'm about to get off of here anyway. So, like I said, I'm not going to stream him in the morning because it's until we get like somebody on the stand. Yes, exactly, Diana. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be all animated, like his body language, what he's doing with his hands and stuff, and like that doesn't match up to the tone of his voice. He's being inaudible on purpose. It's annoying and it's driving me nuts. But so anyway, what I was going to say is this is why I won't stream him during the days. It's too predictable. And they still have all of disc 7 to go. They just barely started disc 7 when we ended. So tomorrow night we'll catch up and see what else he has to, what other cockamamie lies he comes up with. But I'm curious, who else they're going to, what other witnesses they have. I'm curious if they're going to have Erica in to testify. I hope listen, I understand if she doesn't, but I hope that she does. Do you know what I mean? Bless her heart. All right, you guys. So, one last thing. Hold on. Before I forget. It's the beginning of the month. If you have, I would really appreciate if you would consider a membership. I'm going to start doing more members stuff. So I have the Wagner video that I'm putting together, and I think that I'm going to first do it for the members, right? Premiere it for the members, and then after a few days, I'll just put it for everybody to be able to see. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, but I definitely want to start giving back to the members. I have some stuff I want to do. Oh, did she testify? How did I miss that? All right, well, we're going to have to go back and watch Erica's testimony then. But yeah, I want to start doing smash some buttons and stuff like Christine said. I want to start doing stuff for the members because you guys have supported me over a long time and I appreciate it. And so anyway, thank you guys for being here tonight. Yeah, that should be my business motto. Like do whatever, but maybe. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I always feel guilty about doing member stuff because I feel like I don't want anybody to be left out. But then I feel like, okay, well, but you guys, sign up and subscribe and pay to be members, and I need to be doing something. It's too much. Shut up, Christine. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye, you guys. I will see you tomorrow evening. We'll finish up. We'll see what Erica has to say. Surely she talks better than this joker. Jesus. All right. Good night, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye.